Hello and welcome. This is Michelle with PaperStampInk. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. So today I'm going to share with you a fun project on how to use up all those beautiful scraps of designer series paper. And this layout can be used for so many different types of cards. Before we get started, I just want to remind you, if you want to get notifications of future videos, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already done so, and ring the bell. That way you'll get notified whenever I post new inspirations. Let's go ahead and get started. I do want to give credit to Kelly Acheson for the inspiration for this card, and I will put a link to her video in my description as well. I took her inspiration of using the circles and just created a slightly different design than hers. I like the cascading down diagonal across the card, but definitely check hers out as well. Let's get started with our paper Stampin' Ink. So I have our standard card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25 to create the card base. I then have a layer of the Night of Navy, and that is 4 by 5.25. And I then have a piece of Whisper White that is 3 3/4 by 5" to create the layer we're going to build upon. And then I have a bunch of pieces of the Tranquil Textures cardstock, and I've gone ahead and punched these out, but I used the following punches. I used the Starburst punch for this layering circle that we're going to put our sentiment on. I've used the 2 1/4" circle punch, the 1 1/4", and the 1" circle punch. And those are all punches that are carrying over to the new catalog. For stamps, I have our waterfront stamp set, and I'm just using a sentiment from that. You can definitely use any sentiment that you like, and shake these up, and you can use them with any different designer series paper as well. I've got navy for the ink to coordinate with our layering mat, and I do have a couple of pieces of Whisper White circles to stamp the sentiment on. Gotta have that backup just in case. Sometimes I get off. So let's go ahead and get started. And with this, don't forget that you can always put your pieces off the edge of cards. So I think when I first started card making, I felt like everything had to fit inside the card. And when you do that, that really limits the space that you have to work with. And I like having some corners that don't have white space sometimes. So that first one, we're going to actually layer that off the edge of the card, and I'm going to go ahead and anchor that one down. I'm putting glue on most of that. I'm not going to get in that very upper corner. If I get a little glue that hangs over, that's all right. We're just going to cut that off. There's no real exact precise way of doing this, so don't feel like you can't mix it up or get stressed out about where exactly is this piece going to go. This is just fun and play, and come up with your own creative designs on how you like it to look. So I'm just adhering these different pieces down. I've got this side, so now I'm going to start from my other corner. And again, whoops, flew away there. We're going to let this one hang off of the edge there. And don't forget, your designer series paper has 2 sides, so just go ahead and punch a bunch of pieces and play around with which sides you want to use. What I love with the designer series paper is that it all coordinates so beautifully, and of course they give us the coordinating solid colors, and that's where I selected the color that I was going to use for my mat and my ink was from the suggested coordinating colors. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in my paper piercing mat because this is a photopolymer stamp, and I'm going to set that down right in the middle, and there we go. Every little kindness makes the world brighter. Make a great thank you card. If you haven't seen this waterfront stamp set before, I do have a video or two that you can check out on my channel, but I love this for quick and simple sentiments. You can use all these pieces to do layering to make mountains and sky and water, and you got palm trees and pine trees, so real quick and easy, and it's meant to have a watercolor kind of look, so you don't have to have this super precision on your stamping either, because it's kind of meant to give you that look. I did not grab my large dimensionals, which would probably be better for this project, or for putting this large piece on here, but hey, these little ones work just as well. And go ahead and peel all these little backings off, and we're gonna stick our sentiment down and cut those edges off. So hey, we are almost there. So if you don't know from seeing my other videos, I live in Helena, Montana, and I am so ready for summer. We have had a really long winter, and then we got a beautiful weekend for Mother's Day, which was wonderful, and now it is back into a high in the 40s. Brr. So anybody else struggling with the cold weather, let me know. If you're somewhere warm, I am definitely jealous right now of that. So I'm just going to turn this over and bring my paper snips in here to trim off that excess. I can see it much better from the back here to do that. Oops. Having a hard time seeing around my camera to get in there. So I'm just using that white cardstock piece as a guide, and trim those right off. So I am working on putting together, if you like designer series paper like I do, I'm working on putting together a paper share, and I will have information coming out about that in the next few days here. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. It's a great way to get your hands on a wide variety of the DSP in the new catalog, which is launching in June, without having to pick up full packs of everything. So I love to play with the designer series paper, and I'm going to have opportunities for a couple of different options for purchasing, and the opportunity also for you to get some free tutorials for ideas of what to do with those paper shares. And there we go. We've got our fun card kit, our card with the circling circle punches and the starburst punch, and just think about all the different types of cards that you could make with this layout. And again, I'll link that video with the inspiration from Kelly Acheson down below. Thanks so much for tuning in. A reminder that I do sell all of the products that are listed here, and these papers will be available until supplies run out. So you've got just a few more days to put in an order for those. I love to send goodies with purchases, so thank my customers, and I really appreciate your support. It's what allows me to continue to bring inspiration to you through my YouTube channel as well. Until I talk to you next time, make sure that you grab some paper, Stampin' Ink, and make something creative. Have a great day.